Hi, how are you all? Happy last day of February. I cannot believe how quickly this entire year has gone. And tomorrow is the 1st of March, St. David's Day. Nice special day in Wales. Today, I am making a card similar to this. Obviously, it won't be Oliver because I only know one Oliver who's having a birthday. So instead of Oliver, I'm going to use Happy down at the top. And I'm using some items from the annual catalogue. As you can see, this card has got lots of dimensions, so it's probably better that you pass it on to the person rather than send it in the post. If you send it in the post, I would use a large stamp. So I'm going to put that to one side, and I'm going to show you then the items I've used. I've used Animal Outing, which has got matching framelets, which is just so much easier than trying to fussy cut things out. At the moment, if you get them in this catalogue, they're still 10% off if you buy them as a bundle. That won't continue into the next catalogue, so if you want them, this is the time to get them. I'm also using the large letter framelets. Here they are here. And oh, it doesn't seem to be focusing very well today. And they are an investment. I must be honest, I did think long and hard about buying them, but they are something I use all of the time, so it's an investment well worth making. From the occasions catalogue, I'm using the sentiments from Itty Bitty Birthdays and the rectangle stitch dies, also from the occasions catalogue. I'm using a stem from Jar of Love, only because I wanted it to look like grass and I couldn't think where else I would have it. So there it is there. And the colours I'm using are Granny Apple Green and Balmy Blue. I stamped my images in Memento black ink and I coloured them then using my Stampin' blends. Now, I don't quite know what the weather's doing today. The sunshine from yesterday is now gone and we've got rain back. So, it might struggle a bit with the lighting. First thing I'm going to do, I wanted to create, as you can see on here, I've got a cloud for the sky scene. And then, down here then, that's my grass. So that's the part I'm going to start with. I made this stencil using the Sunshine and Rainbows builder dies. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a tiny little bit of washi in the corner of my card. As you can see, this paper's been well used. I'm using a little dauber. I'm just going to, nothing too fancy, I'm just going to create some clouds in the sky. So I always stamp off first because you get a softer line then. There you are, I'm just going to move it across. As I say, there's nothing fancy, no blending going on. It's just then the letters will have some detail on them. It seems hard to believe when we've been looking at the weather for this week that this time last year we were all preparing ourselves for the beast from the east. So thank goodness it's not the same this year. So I'm using Balmy Blue for the sky. I'm just going to move it down again, and I'm just sort of moving the stencil around to give it more randomness. There we go. I think this is such a cute stamp set. The little boy who's having the card is his first birthday. It's lovely for birth cards and birthday cards. Or if your friend's a zookeeper, it's quite a nice birthday card then. So then, I'm going to put the lid on that one. I'm going to use Granny Apple Green then for the grass. And what I'm going to do, just to get some variations in colour, some of them I'm going to stamp down straight away. And then others I'm going to stamp off, then stamp back on. just to give it a bit of difference. I think this is called an Eclipse card. But you can do it. I've done it for Christmas ones. I've used Noel or Joy, and with people's names. I did one last year for my little great nephew for his first birthday, and I had little monkeys hanging down from the letters. So as I say, although the letters are an investment, you will get your use from them as well. There we go. Right, so that's my background done. So I'm going to do now is just show you how I line up my letters, and I'm using a T ruler, and this is from Amazon. And I'm going to do then, now obviously it was okay with Oliver because I had one of each letter. For Happy, I'm going to have to use the P a second time, so I just sort of line them up so they're square. Sorry, they're straight. I'm going to move it down slightly. It's a bit too high. And then when I'm happy with the position they're in, I put a little tiny bit of washi tape to keep them in that position, because even though it's going through the magnetic, on the magnetic platform, they sometimes, once I'm moving them across, they might still move about a bit. So when I'm happy, I put a little tiny bit of washi down. What I have to do then is make sure, so I've cut the background ones out already. I'm just going to make sure that P is in the right place. There we go. Yeah, that's enough room. And I'm just going to stick these ones down carefully. And then obviously I'll have to put it back through the Big Shot again. I try not to press down too hard on the card, because even though washi is quite forgiving, sometimes it will still take up a little bit of the paper. So I try to get it more on the framelets on the card, if that makes sense. What you'll need to do as well is keep the center of the P and the A, because if you notice on this one, I've dropped those down into the letter, so the letter really sort of stands out from the card. And then I'll put that one there. There we go. I'll take that one off for now. And I'm just going to carefully now put that through the Big Shot, which is just off camera. That cracking wasn't my knees or anything. So there we go. I'm just going to carefully remove the letters. And if you notice then, it's got some of the blue sky and some of the green grass on. And then I'm going to put the other P back through then. As you can see, about the washi, it does keep them down. You just make sure when you peel it off really carefully. And then I usually keep them on the side of my bowl to reuse it again. So that's the center of the A that I need. There we go. I'm just putting those up in this corner. I'll take that one back out. Keep the center of my P. Then I'm going to bring my ruler back in again, just to make sure that I line the second P up in the right place. Now obviously it gives a little bit of a line around the framelet, like a slightly embossed line, and that's the line I'm lining up with, if you see what I mean, because the letter that it cuts out is just slightly smaller. So I'm just checking. There we go. And I'll just put that one through then. keep that little P, the centre of the P again. Peel a little bit of washi off. And obviously, because I reuse my washi, it loses some of its stickiness, so is easier to use then. That one there. I'm going to make sure I put all my letters safely, because the last thing you want to do is lose one of them. Right, so there's the background now. I'm going to lay that onto this green. And it's going on, as I say, I buy pre-made cards. So this one, I think, is 8 centimetres by 8 by 6 centimetres. So it's a nice size. Now at this point, you don't want to stick it on crooked, so I would use some liquid adhesive just to give you that little bit of wiggle room. And I'm carefully putting it through the letters, because you don't want it sort of all seeping through either, but you want to make sure that the centres of the letters are stuck down. There we go. Carefully now. Stick this on here. And then at least you can move it round till it's perfectly straight. There we go. I'm now going to stick that on the back of my card. And what I'm going to do, because I've got glue on my paper, I'm just going to move that out the way, because knowing my luck, I'll end up putting it on the glue. I've got the lovely Tim Holtz, the black glass mat. But what I tend to find for filming, the light shines on it so much that the camera struggles then. There we go. Just sticking that down. I'm just going to bring in my little characters now. So I've stuck my foam pads on them ready. So this little frog on a branch is going up here. The characters are so cute. There we go. So there's my little frog up there. My rhino is going down here. Once you've done all the preparation work, the card comes together really easily. Obviously, if you were going to invest in this bundle, it would be the best time to get it, because it's celebration and we've had a lovely second release, and there are some lovely items in there as well, so you'll be spoilt for choice. Here's Rhino. Here's my little kangaroo then, with a little koala bear in his pouch, which is cute. Then my giraffes, I'm going to stick those down with Tombow, and they're going in behind the letters. So it looks like they're peeking over the top then. There we are, this one goes there. I'm going to put down my sentiment as well. I think the rain has started again out there, which is why it's gone a little bit darker. There we go. I'm going to put that sentiment there. I love these rectangle stitched framelets. So what I'm thinking, I want them to sort of hide behind the letters. So probably the P and the A would be the best ones, because otherwise if I put him under the H, unless I put him there, yeah, I'll put him there. So the centre of the H. Oh, I was going to say, how have I just lost the glue now? There we go. Stick him down there. Stick him there. Like that. Now then, I'm going to stick in my green background letters first. And then, so as you can see then, because of where he's been positioned, he looks like he's poking out from underneath the H. And then what I'll do, I will prepare the other letters. It won't make you sit through watching me put foam pads on them all. Otherwise this video will be about 3 days long. There we go. I'll just put that in there just to show you what I mean. There we are. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the process for you, and with the magic of television, in a second I'll be back and I'll have stuck all the green letters in and I'll have put foam pads on the coloured letters. See you soon. So in true Blue Peter style, here's some I've done earlier. As you can see, I've stuck the H on, I've stuck the A, and if you can see clearly, I've dropped the centre of the A back in. I've also done the same with the P. I've left this one to show you how I've done it. So here is the little centre, and I'm using one of those little glue pens. Then I've used the take your pick tool with a sticky, like a bit of sticky blue tack on the bottom, just to drop it into place and press it down. If it's in the wrong place, then I tend to turn it over and use this little spatula end then to move it about a bit. I've taken the backs off my foam pads ready. So there's Happy. There we go. And there's finished. So obviously it really helps if your the person you're sending it to isn't called Jemima or Matthew with really long names. But as you can see then, Happy and Oliver fits on there really nicely. So 5 to 6 letters are perfect. So anyone over that, you might have to call them by their nickname. So that's the finished card. So once again, just a reminder, we have used Animal Friend Thinlets and Animal Outing stamp set. We've used Itty Bitty Birthdays for the sentiment, and I've used Happy Birthday You're Growing Up, the rectangle stitch framelit dies and the large letter framelit dies. I've used Balmy Blue and Granny Apple Green, and there it is, all done. Thank you so much for joining me again. Huge welcome to all my new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would dearly love for you to hit that subscribe button down the bottom, and if you ting the little notification bell, it'll let you know of any new videos that I've done. If you are interested in ordering from Stampin' Up and you haven't yet got a demonstrator, I would dearly love to receive your business. Here's my selling page here. If you have got a demonstrator, get onto them quickly to see how you can order this lovely bundle before it loses the 10% off discount. Also, it's the perfect time to buy it because it is celebration, and look at all the lovely things you can do with it. So I hope you have enjoyed the rest of your day. I shall see you tomorrow. Hwyl fawr, take care, bye.